I never imagined that gasping for breath in a glass-walled boardroom would be the beginning of everything changing. At 43, I was one of the most respected executives at our investment bank. My title carried weight, my decisions moved millions, and my time belonged to the company. 14-hour days were the norm. Weekends blurred into weekdays. I canceled vacations, skipped holidays, and lived in a state of constant urgency. I thought I had it all under control, until the day I didn't. It happened during a high-stakes presentation. The room was full of senior partners, their suits crisp, their eyes fixed on the numbers I was delivering. Suddenly, my vision blurred, my heart pounded erratically, my hands began to tremble, my knees buckled. I thought it was a heart attack, but it wasn't. Burnout, the doctor said flatly. If you keep living like this, your body will shut down permanently. In response, the company brought in a wellness consultant to help me find balance. I rolled my eyes at the idea. Balance? What I needed was more time, not someone to tell me to breathe deeply and stretch. Then she arrived. "Hi, Amanda, I'm Maya," she said with a steady gaze. "I don't have much time," I said before she could even sit down. She didn't flinch. "When was the last time you did something just for pleasure?" she asked. I stared at her, speechless. Work had long ago consumed every part of me. Pleasure? The lines had blurred so thoroughly that I had convinced myself they were the same thing. But deep down, I knew better. Over the following weeks, Maya introduced me to breathing techniques, meditation, scheduled pauses in my day. I half-heartedly played along, but the truth is, I was angry, irritated, embarrassed. I felt weak. She'd tell me to close my eyes, to just exist. But my mind was a runaway train, and silence made me feel like I was losing control. One day, after I snapped and stormed out mid-session, she said something that stayed with me. "Amanda, you've been trained your whole life to perform. Relearning how to simply be takes time. Be patient with yourself." That simple truth cracked something open in me. The next session, she changed things up. "No office today, no walls, no screens," she said. "Let's go for a walk." We strolled through a nearby park I had never noticed, even though it was just 2 blocks from my office. We said nothing at first. I observed people lounging on the grass, laughing, living. A father taught his daughter to ride a bike. The sun warmed my face. When I looked up at the sky, a lump rose in my throat. "Thank you," I whispered. "For what?" "For reminding me there's life outside my calendar." She smiled, and I felt something I hadn't expected. Something warm and unsettling. Gratitude, yes, but something more, too. A pull toward her that I didn't dare name. Our sessions deepened. We talked about work, fears, regrets, dreams I'd long buried. She told me her own story, how she had left the corporate world behind when it stopped giving her peace. "I needed meaning," she said. "I found it when I stopped following only logic." Her words churned something in me. I looked away, unsure why I felt so exposed. The next week, I asked if we could meet at a café instead of the office. We talked about relationships and vulnerability. Then she asked, "Have you ever let yourself be truly vulnerable with someone?" I hesitated. "I think I'm doing that right now," I said, my voice unsteady. "And it terrifies me. Maybe that's why I resisted all this, because accepting help meant admitting I wasn't invincible." She leaned in slightly. "Why does that scare you?" "Because with you, I don't have to be the perfect executive, and I don't know who I am without that armor." She looked at me with compassion. "That version of you, the unarmored one, is just as worthy, just as valuable." I paused, then leaned in. The kiss was soft, tentative, but inside me something shattered, in the best possible way. In the days that followed, I panicked. I canceled our sessions, buried myself in spreadsheets, ignored her messages, but nothing felt right anymore. Because now I knew what more felt like. I had seen it, touched it, and I couldn't unsee it. 6 months later, I resigned. I became an independent consultant. My schedule is my own. I learn to cook, I meditate, I breathe, and Maya? After weeks of silence, I formally canceled the wellness program and invited her to dinner instead. Now we live together. She still reminds me, gently and often, that the best investment I've ever made wasn't in a company, a fund, or a strategy. It was in myself. Who would have guessed that the moment I thought I was falling apart was actually the beginning of me coming back to life?